Is he even listening? All those prayers unanswered. You're fooling yourself.
God, a myth for the weak. Look at the world. Chaos, suffering. Where's your savior now?
What kind of man are you? Always second guessing, never decisive. Real men lead, you follow. You falter, pathetic. Choices define it.
She deserves better. Your love is weak, unreliable.
How long would you see he's a fraud? You're not a rock. You're crumbling sand.
Daddy, you're supposed to protect, teach, inspire. But look, failures pile up. What legacy are you leaving?
The battle within never ends. Fight me if you can.
Good morning, Will. Welcome to the first edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host and moderator, Christopher J.
It's just that I didn't want to force this out there. Oh, Lord, y'all just don't know how it feels to be back. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm going to try to solve this the best way I can. Maybe later on down the future, but as of right now, that's not now. It's not the time. I'm not a wordsmith, neither. Not yet, at least. But I want to say there are some words that are being misused and misrepresented.
Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Sorry, I'm in my own house. I'm doing this episode today to say goodbye.
Hey y'all, Happy New Year's. Welcome to 2021 and welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. I'm not going to agree with everything he says, but he do make a lot of sense and he makes a lot of great points. So much so that I put him on the list of black people I need to listen to. Matter of fact, I'm shooting straight from the hip. We got a lot to talk about today. So I need all the black women, all the black men to come here, shut up, and listen.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the first live stream of the BTSI show. I am your host, Christopher J. Of course, you got Amanda Seals' character. Her name escapes my mind at the moment. But when I watched it, I noticed she had some pink and green. I said, okay, she was an AKA. Now, according to the blogs, the fans, social media, they didn't appreciate that she was rocking pink and green, representing AKA sororities. Now, you guys are watching on YouTube. You notice my background looks a little different. I'm at my mom's house. Here's why. Unfortunately, my house is affected with the new variant. Those of you guys who are watching me, you're watching me now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I'm on my IG Live right now. And of course, you guys can see the background. I'm also on Clubhouse. You offended me. You should be fired. I say, if you're offended, you should go talk to your father and go get thicker skin. Here's why.
As you got to see, we are in Washington, D.C. I made it to the Capitol building. And guess what? I found a co host. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Brittany B. Hi, yay! Thank you guys for tuning in. And Brittany, thank you for being a co host, helping me out with this. I really appreciate it. No problem. But you guys already know what to do. Welcome to the BTSI show. Christopher J, Brittany B, do us a favor. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button. Follow us on our...
You mad cause your daughter for me on spring break? Well, I'm Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, gotta chop it and drop and let him spray. Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, gotta chop it and drop and let him spray. Roll another one cause I'm winning. In my photo, looking real photogenic. Gentleman attire and threads that won't inspire. I'm in a class of my own, my teacher got fired. Money getting low, the rate keep rising. Versace outfit cost me $3,000. From the P houses, did it from the wheat hours. Selling that chicken, no lemon pepper, no sweet and sour. Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, gotta chop it and drop and let him spray. Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, gotta chop it and drop and let him spray.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in for this late night edition. Do me a favor, you want more content like this, subscribe and share. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Participants waive all rights to privacy. Don't worry, we have a panel for tonight. And we're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get a grand prize of $150, while we'll have third, second, and first place runner-up. Like I said, everybody, we are here this evening. We are supposed to talk about a three-part series regarding femininity, masculinity, and there's a certain word I'm looking for. It's midnight, so it escapes me. We're going to do something different with this word, with this narrative about femininity and masculinity. But something happened today that sparked this title. You sure you want help? We're gonna do a deep dive into it when we cross that bridge. But until then, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a panel. Candy, thank you for supporting me through the clubhouse. But ladies and gentlemen, content is here. Swan is here. Tara is here. And the infamous PhD is here. Shout out to the panel. How you guys feeling this evening?
Feel great.
Oh, nice camera, Swan.
Feeling good.
Thank you. My friend got it for me.
Shout out to the friend.
Did you had to give him some cookies?
What'd you say, PhD?
Why? Why you want to know?
She said her friend got it for her. I'm saying, did you have to give him some coochie?
You know me better than that.
Oh, okay. So that means yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I know it's past the bedtime, but this is not red light district. I can assure you that.
You know.
Hey, Candy. Oh, she's away from our microphone.
Juan, I'll get you a camera.
All right. So,
Shut up.
hey, sweetheart. Before we get started, we haven't done this in a while. Let's get into quick hits, shall we? Now, of course, you guys know 3 topics, and we're gonna go about our business, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my banner for quick hits? Oh yeah, I thought we was doing something different, but it's all good.
Did anybody invite Nacho?
Um, I think content reached out to her. I believe content reached out to her, but if she doesn't come, we will definitely see if we can get her back tomorrow, depending on how tonight plays out. But we'll definitely see about that. But let's get into some quick hit, shall we? And let's pray that nothing lags on my end. So, first up, where are we at? Okay, a police officer named Ashley Gonzalez is currently off duty after a jaw-dropping video popped up online showing what folks are calling an all-out racist rant. Gonzalez, who's literally just got sworn in back in 2024, damn girl, and was working in the South Gessner Patrol Division. This is Houston to be exact. I know exactly where this is at. Is now under investigation by the Houston Police Department. Yep, Badger Paul. Questions go on now. Let's get to the video. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna do that. Like I said, let's cross our fingers. Let's hope this shit doesn't lag. Let's see. Do that and that. Let's. All right. Let's actually pause this real quick so I can make sure this is working properly. All right, y'all. Here's Ashley Gonzalez.
I will always and forever say that I fucking hate niggers. Oh my god, I fucking hate niggers. Like I hate y'all. Like you, like I don't. Oh, we were slaves this entire. I don't give a. But like for a reason, you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than to steal. Like, oh my god, like I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de Dios, I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those like that little small shit decided not to steal my wallet. Oh my god, I would have grabbed my heel and like whoop the out of that nigga. But like whatever, right? But no or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, like oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, "Come here, you fucking," and oh my god, like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head, I was like, "Damn, the pasaste," because I called him a fucking dog. Like imagine if the downtown were there, they could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, "You did not just call me a fucking." I was like, "You're a." I was like, "Oh my god, like you're a fucking," and I called you a. Like world peace. One, because I called you a. No, right? Oh my god, I don't know. This didn't record, but it was like I'm kind of glad it didn't record. It was like me expressing how much I hated black people after this. Like, dog, like let me get a black person on a woman. Getting treated like bunch of shit.
All right, that was very interesting. And just for context, that was my first time watching that video. So I watched it for the very first time just now. Um, I'll say this. Number one, just never mind the fact that she's Latino or Hispanic. Never mind that. Based off of her context and delivery, yeah, that's just racist remark, full blown racist. I don't know what made her say that on IG Live or share it. It seems like criminals or just yeah, I'll say criminals, but in this case, this is just a fucking restart. Are letting social media tell them themselves. I would say thank God because I stay in the city where she has the power to pull people over. Now, is this a Houston thing? As far as HPD acting like this, the answer is no. It's few and far between. This is not to say it doesn't happen at all, but this is not a Houston thing. However, this is an isolated situation. The way I see it, you lost your job. Never mind being relieved of duty. As a civilian of Houston, I don't know this girl. Maybe I have walked past her because she has that common of a face. But if this is the type of time you on and you are bold enough to say this online, shout out to you. I like my racist overt versus covert, but now you gotta go. You 100% gotta go. And based off of granted it was censor, you are using the hard ER. I can literally hear it through the computer, although it was censored. Like even if you use the A, I was like, all right, they're not gonna fire you for using the A. You're just gonna to sit down for a month or two and lose a paycheck. This is a hard ER. Now you gotta go. Sorry. And I'm a man of second chances, but you gotta go. To my esteemed panel, what do you guys think about that? Swan Content PhD, what's your thoughts on the video?
I'm off mic, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
I heard the unedited version, and she mixed it up with the hard ER and the A.
Okay.
With that being said, I'm not surprised. A lot of times people are like, oh, we're not standing with our brown brothers. They don't stand with us either. And this is a young girl. She looks to be in her 20s, maybe early 30s. That sentiment was passed down to her. I don't feel anything outside of, damn, you dumb. You got to be the dumbest motherfucker that I've ever seen. Because why would you live stream this and jeopardize your livelihood? You'll never work for a police department again. You'll never work for one. But then again, she might. Because, you know, the good old boys, I'll put it to you like this. When you go to jail or if you get pulled over, they classify Hispanics as white. And a lot of them voted for Trump on the basis that they're white-like people. They're classified as white. They don't classify themselves as brown or other. So when this ICE situation came down, when they voted for Trump, they couldn't believe it. Us, we're white like you. So I don't feel any type of way about it. I'm not surprised. I don't think that all Latinos or Hispanics feel that way. I apologize. I got to get that thing fixed. I don't think that they all feel that way, but I know a good amount of them do. And it's prevalent for me. When I lived in California, I've seen a lot of it. I see it here in Dallas. I haven't been to Houston that many times to say, but yeah, it exists. It's just like you said, I prefer the overt other than the covert. So yeah, she messed up.
Big time. And yeah, big time. PhD, what's your take on this?
Well, obviously it's deeply troubling. That she feels this way. I would actually like to, talk to her and maybe see, What's going on? How did you come to this? But I, when it comes to losing your job, I'm not a big fan of that. I think that there should be some sensitivity training. There should be some discipline. But I'm I'm not for people losing their livelihoods over, mistakes that I deem as minor. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she went out and, she didn't go out and shoot nobody. She didn't commit no crime or nothing. So but I do think her being a public servant that there has to be some type of discipline and training so that she won't do this. So that's my thought on it. But and I don't really think that Latino. I don't think she speak for the majority of Latino. I think that that's a minor. That's a small percentage of Latinos who may feel that way. Just like it's some Black people who may feel that way about Latinos, but I think it's a very few. So that's my thoughts.
I got you. I got you.
I'm gonna say this, right? I've never
Hey,
been a
Mosaic.
fan. I've never been a fan of cancel culture.
Right.
Never. In this situation, I would make an exception, and I'm 100% for her being canceled. It wasn't just the fact that she made racist remarks. She specifically, and I quote, said, "I hate N words." Right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't hold a public service position with that type of bias. It's just going to be impossible. There's no sensitivity training. There's nothing that you can do. Now I understand that she might be full of drinks, but how do we know that my whole thing is this. This right here is a potential lawsuit. She made herself a liability when she put this video out, right? Because now somebody can go through any case that she's done in the past that might have done something questionable that could cost the city hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yep.
Because now they can prove that you have bias towards a particular race. You can't say that you hate a group of people. And she doesn't specify in this video the difference between N words and black people. I don't think N words and black people are the same thing, right? But some people do. And you have to look at it from this perspective, Chris. Every race on this planet has a degenerate class. You got degenerate black people.
Of
You
course.
got degenerate white people.
Yep.
You got degenerate Mexicans. You got people who in the cartels, right? You got degenerate Chinese and Japanese people. We see these people depicted in movies being kings of the underworld. They selling dope. They selling fentanyl. They cutting people heads off with swords and stuff, right? There's a degenerate class in every single race. For her to single out black people, it puts them in a position to where there's no way that she could keep her job, right? Now, what she do later on in life, this could hinder what she want to do in the future, because something like this has gained so much visibility that if someone was to find this video, you know what I'm saying, especially during the interview process or even after she got hired. Just imagine if I'm somebody that I'm just so appalled by this, and then I find out, oh, she's working at the hospital that I work at, and then I send that to HR. She could lose her job even after she's been hired, simply because people just don't want to. Some people just don't want to deal with it. You get what I'm saying? So, um, like I said, I don't understand. I don't know all the details. I don't know how coherent she was when she made this video. I don't want to assume, but I'm assume that she wasn't 100% in her right mind. Maybe she had something to drink. Maybe she was on something else, but it definitely wasn't a good look. I don't think all Latino women share this sentiment, but there are a lot of people. I've seen this video posted on certain like right wing YouTube channels and right wing Instagram blogs and I read the comments, and it's so many racist people in there championing her. It's crazy. People talking about let's start a GoFundMe. So there are a lot of people that share her sentiments, right? And I hate that people are going to say, well, don't cancel her. And there are going to be a lot of people that try to turn her into a martyr, saying, well, we need free speech, and this is strictly hate. Why don't black people have laws on the books for stuff like this? You know that they got an Asian hate crime? If she went online and talked shit about the Asians, they would have slapped the cuffs on her stupid ass. If she said that she hate Jewish people, her life would be over. She
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't even be able to use Uber. She would have lost her bank account, like everything. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that, like I said, I'm not for cancelization, but I can understand how a clip like this might ruin the rest of her life because she used the word I hate. You get what I'm saying? So any
Right.
company that's gonna hire her in the future, she good luck. You get what I'm saying? She better be working in a warehouse in the back where nobody can find her. Because if somebody see her and recognize her, it's gonna be troubling. But that's pretty much all I got to say. This is sad, but we know that people like this exist all over different precincts in this country. Now, finding somebody stupid enough to post this shit is crazy. I guess she thought it would get out because she posted it on her close friends. But there are people, you know what I'm saying, who gonna feel a type of way. It could have been
Right.
somebody white who's married to a black woman who seen that shit and said, "Oh hell no, let me scream with."
Mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear
And,
you.
and
Okay.
that's my take. My bad. I got a phone call. That's my take.
It's all good, man. So, what you guys sentiment, and especially with content that like I know Mexicans, I know Hispanics, Latinos, insert a lot of brown people growing up. Houston is probably one of the most diverse places I have been to outside of New York. And obviously I can vouch that not all of them think like this. Like do all of them hate black people? No. It's only a handful. Especially my homegirl's husband. He definitely don't like me, but hey, that's his fault.
Don't fucking fight with me, nigga! Rookie mistake. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
One of these days, I'll tell you that story, but we'll get back to the show. But to what PhD said, um, to actually reach out to talk to her, to have a conversation, to get her just to, I guess, open up. That's actually not a bad idea. Now, I'm in Houston. Y'all can see by the hat. Y'all like my hat? Bought it today for the show. Um, maybe how can I say this? Obviously, she's still on the HPD, so the possibilities of doing media is very slim to none. Maybe one day down the road, she would like to come out and explain herself. I'd be more than willing to have the conversation with her. I was like, Miss Ashley, the floor is yours. Get it off your chest. Matter of fact, I might do a special edition to get out chest. I see Swana folding her arms, looking at me. Don't worry. I like I said, I just for the record, I have every reason to believe that this woman is. She looks to be 25, honestly. And you already know 25 and under is a big no for me. So you ain't got to worry about that. And 26 to 29, she's definitely not the exception to the rule. Nor am I looking for it. So no. I would like for her to be like, if you were born and raised in Houston, where did you grow? What side of Houston did you grow up on that will justify you hating niggas or niggers? Because that is a stretch. You have to really go out your way to hate black people in the city of Houston, even if you're white. especially around our age demographics. If you hate black people, something happened. You need to talk to somebody.
She probably got beat up in school by black people. Somebody probably stole her Mexican mics. Somebody probably took her little iPhone. She probably got pushed down a lot. You know what I'm saying? Probably got her hair pulled. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened, but we're gonna give this broad a platform for what? For her to come on here and try to save face?
No, you know me. I'm not with the shits. I'm gonna give her a chance to talk, and we're gonna ask some questions.
Can we do it
Like,
in person? Can we do it live in studio? Because I kind of want to look at her.
speaking of studios, I need to holler at you guys offline
Yeah.
about the in studio thing. Just an idea that something that I saw in Houston, and I might see if y'all got something in Dallas, and we find something, then we got to figure out how PhD is going to get his ass out there. But we'll see.
He's mobile. He's agile. He didn't lost all that weight. And he finna buy me another camera. I don't want a camera. I just want some money, PhD.
As I mentioned, this woman looks to be 25 and under, and ironically, that's going to bring us to our next topic. Trick Johnny explains why he will not date anybody um, over the age of 40. Now, keep in mind, Trick Daddy is 51 years old.
Now,
That we
Trick
got,
Daddy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
now that we got the context of his age, excuse me, let's see what else this Florida legend, operative word Florida. Let me see what he got to say about this shit. Okay, actually, I gotta get this. Let me. I gotta get used to doing this. So let me do that. Doing this. So let me do that. Doing this. So let me do that. Doing this.
Oh, you don't date women over 36?
Yeah, I'm tired of it. It's like the older you get, the more serious you want to get out of life. And your seriousness don't involve me, don't involve men. I'm tired of Brady Court LLCs and all this shit. I own my own business, and your own business ain't making no money. Like, we're getting older. For a woman my age, we're getting older. Let's start respecting and loving each other on each other. Stop making it all about you. All these rules, Lord, pre is going to be out good. I'm contending. I want my young attendant needy. I want her to call me dad and say thank you, baby. Because I want to. The older you is, the more you should know. Know better and you do better. I went up a little bit too. I'm up to life. One thing about a younger woman, I know her angle. When she open her mouth, she gonna tell me what kind of she like. I don't like. I like certain. I don't think it's the first night. Make me wait 3.
All right, that was all right. All right, that was enough. We good. So, woo. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, we can stop sharing. Sorry. Um, mm, mm, mm. That was so bad. Even PhD had to dip. That was crazy. Um, how did it stop sharing? Yeah, stop sharing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's PhD. Good. All right, so what are my thoughts on Chick Daddy's comments?
Excuse my language. The fuck are you talking about? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
So he's 51. He said he's not going to go no older than 40. I will say this. If the youngest he goes is 35, I will accept that. Only because at the age of 35, you're a full fledged adult. You're not a young adult anymore. You're a regular adult. And at 51, you ain't no damn senior citizen. That's the only way I would justify this tomfoolery. But he said a young tender something. Yeah, I always translated that to be somewhere in your mid-20s or lower or younger. So yeah, and it's obviously what he needs them for. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Shout out to Florida, being Florida again. To my distinguished panel, what was your take on that video? Swan, PhD, content. What was y'all take on that video?
You can
Oh,
hear.
Swan, you
All
had to
right.
unmute your mic. Oh,
Can you hear me?
oh, go ahead, man.
Okay. So, I mean, I think most men agree with him. I think that nobody wants a 40-year-old nowadays. Now, don't get me wrong. 40-year-olds do look better than they did 30, 40 years ago. However, well, I won't say they look better. They look more sexy,
Younger.
but they still, act a certain way, behave a certain way. And I think that, men want somebody more submissive, more agreeable. They don't got time for the nonsense, man, And so I think you're going to start seeing a mass exodus of of these old women, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Trick Daddy, man. Trick Daddy Dollars in the building. You feel me? Now,
Swan.
another thing though, because see, this is where y'all like to take it to the extreme, and y'all like to make it seem like that he wants a child or something like that. And that's what y'all extremists are gonna do. When really he wants what he calls a young tender, and a young tender could be 25. But best believe the 25-year-old that wants him, she know what she want. You know what I'm saying? She know what she getting into. She wants an older man with money that can secure her. That's what she wants. So if this 25-year-old that he finds wants a zaddy, as they call it, why can't she get a zaddy? You feel me? I mean, shout out to Trick Daddy, man. We want young tenders, man. It's young tender season, man. And hey, and each pound I lose, the age keeps going down of the girl I want. I'm gonna just tell you now. When the more pounds I lose, the younger the girl I want.
I want to fight you just on general principle.
And I can beat you.
Because I would kick your ass in front of everybody.
All over the place.
So I'm gonna tell you now,
Josh.
I better not get down to 150 pounds. Man, please.
I have all the confidence in the world you will not get down to 150
Please
pounds.
don't get down 100. You're gonna be smaller than me if you do. I'm just
If
saying.
I get down to 150 pounds,
If you walk around here small like me, I don't know about that. You know, say I don't know.
So shout out to Trick Daddy, man. Trick love the youngsters. Trick the young tenders. Shout out to Trick Daddy. We do not want these old hags anymore. We tired of old hags. Old hags is out of style. All right. Let's talk about it.
Your choices of words is mind-boggling to me. Swan, the floor is yours.
You know, I was coming right behind that. Trick Daddy and PhD are the epitome of why women are living alone and not wanting to settle or get married. They are the epitome of men that were non-select. And he is a non-select man. If you look at Trick Daddy, he is not aged well. PhD, shout out to you. And I'm not going to insult you, right? But I hear you. Basically, you're signing up to be a trick. You're basically signing up to pay like you weigh. That's what this is. These are men that cannot contend with adult women or their peer group. As a result, they need a more inexperienced type of woman so that they can control and manipulate and make them be what they want them to be. They want to mold these women. They don't like women that have life experience. They don't like women that have standards. They don't like women that have limitations. They don't like women that have requirements. As a result, they look for younger women that they can control, manipulate, and exploit. Shout out to you, though. Good luck on that young woman. I'm here to let you know young women are wisening up. And if you ain't got no money for them, good luck to you. Ain't no young woman coming to holler at you on the strength of you when there's so many young men out here that do just as much, if not more than you. Let's be for real. I'm going to go on mute, though.
Anyway, I disagree that we signed up to be a trick, but if that's what a man wants, because that's a smoother situation for him,
we're gonna pay for it.
We gonna pay for it anyway.
Facts.
So let's stop the nonsense.
Even the women who got the money want us to pay for everything. Like when I hear women make that argument, it don't even make sense. Like the broke women want you to pay for everything. The women with money want you to pay for everything. Like it's women that's willing to contribute and want to contribute, but at the end of the day, they still want you to pay for majority of the shit. So at the end of the day, it's like, what is we talking about? I understand where Trick Daddy coming from, and a lot of women are just gonna attack how he look and he didn't age well. The brother got lupus. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of women not gonna find him attractive, right? A lot of women are only gonna deal with him based on what he can enhance in their life, and I'm all cool for that. But there's a difference between being played and playing along. A lot of these dudes, they know what it is. You know, sometimes you think these dudes are suckers or they getting the game ran on them. No, they not. They know what time it is. These dudes, so you think these dudes smart enough to be able to get the money, but they not smart enough to recognize the woman only there for the money? So it just kind of is what it is. And I understand what these dudes are saying when it comes to dealing with women who younger. And I don't think that they on some weird shit because they want to deal with younger women. Younger women aren't as set as in their ways. They're a lot more open-minded and they willing to listen to new ideas. A lot of women over the age of 35, you can't tell them shit. You got women who've never accomplished anything in their life. They not good at making decisions, but they can get with a dude that's a CEO, got 100 or 200 employees, a dude that has a track record of making good decisions, helping people out. He know how to build you up from the ground up, and they still won't listen to him. So Because I don't even know. Like Jesus can come out the sky, but if he don't make 100K, most of the women won't even look his way. So that's all I got to say about that.
Mm, mm, mm.
All I gotta say is good luck to you old niggas.
Look, after this conversation right now, the black woman is God, nigga. You niggas are fucking retarded.
Shut up, Logic. Shut up, Logic.
Yeah, this is bad. This is
Well,
bad.
this is I don't why is this bad? Because um you man, shout out to Trick Daddy, man, for putting it out there how most of us feel. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some older women that are agreeable, pleasant to be around, but man, a lot of them, man, and the problem is they've been doing it on their own so long that they angry now, uh all this kind of stuff. So it's like, no, uh-uh.
Okay. Shout out to y'all. Everybody had their perspective. Now, one last topic. As you guys may know, Usher and Chris Brown is going on tour. Now, this is the concert I would rather go to. Not to say I didn't. I thought Chris Brown concert was gonna be bad. It's just that, nah, not ready to go to that one yet. Wasn't enticed to go, but Chris Brown and Usher, that makes perfect sense. Now, fans are a little bit disappointed in the ticket prices. They say it's a lot. Like you got the cheapest seats I saw in Houston was $150, and that's the cheap seats. Down on the ground it's like 1,600. Whereas you go other places, you're looking at average price to be $700 for the ticket prices, and people are actually upset that two R&B ghosts of their own respective generation decided to come together and do a concert.
Nigga ninjas especially abled. Luke Skywalker especially abled. You niggas is just retarded now.
You know why y'all paying a lot for these tickets? Because this might be the greatest R&B act that you are ever going to see in person. So when I say there should be no room to complain about these ticket prices, I could actually make the argument that you might be getting this for a bargain. You got Usher, who's been around since 1987, excuse me. And you have Chris Brown, who came out in 25, 26, I believe. These were ghosts of their own generation. Chris Brown is obviously a bigger goat because he gets more than Michael Jackson comparison than Usher. And this is Usher, who had a great relationship with Michael Jackson when he was still alive. Trust me when I say you're probably getting this for a bargain. Whatever the price is, be grateful because it should have been double. Go ahead and pay for your ticket and go enjoy the show. That's the way I see it. So, to you rich folks, what is your thoughts on these
Man,
tickets being what they are?
man, the show in Detroit, the tickets like on the floor are $2,500. I mean, $2,500. Can you imagine? And you know what? Me and my mama was just rolling somewhere. And no, it wasn't me and my mama, me and my cousin. We were just rolling somewhere. And on the way home, this was just this past weekend because WrestleMania was on. And so I was saying, man, I really want to go to WrestleMania, but they priced us out. And so my cousin was laughing at me. He was like, "No, they didn't price all these people out." You know what I'm saying? He was like, they priced broke niggas out. You know what I'm saying? And so my cousin was laughing at me, right? And so, but I just feel like these shows are now becoming for the elite. they're now just going to be for the elite and the upper class, because I went to WrestleMania, like I want to say WrestleMania. It was in Atlanta. This is probably 20 years ago. So I was able to go to that.
WrestleMania 27.
Okay, yeah, I was there in the Georgia Dome, and so I paid maybe $100. Now I wasn't on the floor, but I was on the lower level though. So
As if you were
now,
going to Atlanta Falcons game. Yeah, I get it.
so now you talking about $1,000 on the lower level. I mean, this is and then you got to travel to Vegas, and then you got to do, man, this is ridiculous, man. And I think that for Usher and Chris Brown, yeah, they great as you say they are. I mean, this is gonna be phenomenal. Maybe I just went to I went to the New Edition Boys to Men and Tony Braxton show about a month or so ago, and I paid about $150 for like a rear type of seat. It was like in the rear. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm okay with $150. It was the lower level, but it was the rear view. And so I just think that, because you know how big a football arena is, to sit way up there, like no, I want to sit on I mean, the basketball arena, okay. But a football arena is way too high to be in the 300 and the 400 section. And I just think that the highest a ticket should be for just, I ain't talking about the floor, just a lower level. I'm going to say about $500.
Okay. I don't have a problem with the price. It's ironic you said $100 for WrestleMania 27, because I paid $100 for WrestleMania 25. And if you go to a Texas game, I was on the 10th row. And obviously, they add more seats to the floor. So that's where I was at. I paid my $100 too for WrestleMania 25. And as far as going to a concert, obviously I went to go see the last concert I went to go see in the Toyota Center was Jay-Z, Magna Carta Tour. That was back in 2013. And just past summer, August 30th, I went to go see The Weeknd at the stadium. And I was in the high seats. Granted, it could have gone higher, but I was in the high seats. Depending on how the production is, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, and depending on who you're going to go see, it's a lit environment. Like right now, I think Bruno Mars is performing at the stadium right now. I have to dodge that traffic as much as possible. But as far as these prices, 500, no, I'm not mad at that. That's. I still think you're getting it at a bargain, giving the two people who you have performing. So 500 is being nice. I'm not mad at it. Content, you there? And actually, let me check on Candy. Candy, how you doing, sweetheart? You still
I'm
with
here,
us?
brother. I'm here,
Oh, my
brother.
bad. Oh, go ahead, man.
The price is what the price is, bro. This show business. You know what I'm saying? If people paying it, then it's worth it. That's all I can say. They don't complain when they paying $2,000 to sit on the front row at the Beyonce concert. So you know it is what it is. These are two legends. They two of the best that ever stepped on stage, stepped in front of a microphone. So shout out to them. A friend of mine told me she paid $300 to see Jill Scott. So 500 to see Usher and Chris Brown. That's not
That's a
outrageous.
deal. Oh yeah, that's a deal of all deals. Jill Scott is Jill Scott. I remember speaking. We was having a debate because I said for Lincoln Financial Field, I do think Jill Scott needs to perform at Lincoln Financial Field. Everybody
Now,
says,
what would make it worth more if they actually bring some people? Like sometimes in these
of course,
concerts, they bring people out, so you might see four or five other people. So that definitely, like if I was to take my girl there, right? But if we was able to see three or four other people like who just came on stage and you know what I'm saying
yeah, the
for a
opening
song or
acts,
two,
right?
not even opening acts. Sometimes they bring some of their friends out. Like I've seen Monica pop up at some Usher shows, and you kind of get what I'm saying. You might see
Yep.
Trey Songz there. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that just makes it even more than worth it if you get, you know what I'm saying, them giving your full money's worth. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree. Swan, what you think about these ticket prices for the concert?
So I think these are two legendary artists. The last concert I went to was last year in October, I believe. I went to go see Maxwell. He brought out October London and Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh,
And
nice.
that was a phenomenal concert. I want to say I paid $80 for my tickets. Although I agree with a lot of y'all's sentiments, and I don't think that is, can you please stop? I don't think that it's necessarily too high, but I'm not rich. I know y'all got money. I ain't got no money. I'm broke. I'm about to be evicted and everything like that. I can't afford $700 to sit on the floor and watch y'all. With that being said, the people that can't afford it will spend that money. In comparison to Beyonce, to Content's point, it's a walk in the park. If I had the money, I would absolutely pay it to see them. That's a duo that I think transcends from the 90s to current times. And I love both of those artists. I'm a big Usher fan. I love Usher. I love Chris Brown. So, it's a win-win to see them both. And if they bring out some other people and somebody got to open the show up. You know what I'm saying? So there will be other opening acts. So I don't think it's too much, but for the regular working person, it might be a bit much. But for the people that got it, they're gonna spend it. That's what I think. So that's all I got.
Okay. All right.
See,
No.
here
Go
y'all
ahead.
go, man.
Go
Here
ahead,
y'all
BS. I'm
go.
sorry.
Here y'all go, man. They're so legendary, We we're just so fortunate to see them, Man, what the fuck, man?
Ain't nobody coming to see you. You mad?
Damn,
You
man. What the
upset?
what the what
PhD,
the
look at
fuck,
the
man?
two
Listen.
talents.
Listen,
Look at the
while
two
y'all
people
was
that are
talking, I
coming.
just looked up Bruno Mars. You can get seats on the floor for $400 at Ford Field May 9th. They coming to Detroit May 9th. Now, I really,
Yeah, I pay more in Houston.
$400 on the floor. Okay? Now, enough of
Whoop-de-doo.
this shit.
Whoop-de-doo.
Bruno, Usher and Pretty Boy are not worth $2,500, man. No, it's ridiculous.
Somebody gonna pay it though.
That's a fact. I would like to see.
Man.
I would like to see if there's particular packages for these concert tickets. Meaning you packet first package, you just pay the ticket and maybe you get a souvenir. Second package, ticket, souvenirs, a lot more exclusive stuff. Or the third package, you get all of that plus you get a picture with Usher and Chris. That's what that sounds like that money should be for, but obviously I could be wrong.
Right.
You might get to tongue kiss Chris Brown.
I promise you I'm keeping my money to myself. Save my money. I ain't
I'm not
kissing no
kissing that
word,
motherfucker, but I'm
man.
just saying somebody might wanna, you know what I'm saying, like that woman with her husband. Tongue kissed him. Son, where are your clothes?
Yeah, make sure your son don't come on the camera. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Quick Hits. This is the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. Where is my? I am losing it.
I'm live, so like.
Right. So let me actually stand up real quick. Get some stretch. But now let's get to the show. Title of the show is "You Sure You Want My Help?" I was in. Shout out to Dr. G. I was in his room earlier, and of course, there was getting all archy about something, and it has something to do with 13 victims in 2 to 3 weeks. Obviously, Ashley Janae, recipe to her, the lieutenant governor, and some other things happening across the nation where they said the number's 13. Here's my problem. Obviously, the acts that's happening against the victim is always going to be the bigger problem. So let me make that loud and clear. But my issue is this: we are asked, black men to be exact, but just men in general. When there's a problem, especially in these spaces, it's just like back to back to back to back to back. Something's going on. And there's a woman who has been victimized. When they get fed up, they ask us, what is the solution? How do we solve for this? My problem is this: you are given a foolproof solution, but you find some reason to poke holes in it and say, no, we can't go that route. We're trying to help, we're trying to remedy a particular problem. For some reason, that got the best of me. I don't know why, but it did. I said, you know what? I got time. Y'all want a solution? I got something for y'all. And this is obviously people who have been victim of domestic violence, all the stories that we hear. I said this: if you want a solution, here it is. Go call the police. If you're being abused, you're not around your abusers 24/7. You're gonna have some time where you can get away and go make contact with the police, so that way he could be there with you as you escort yourself out of this abusive relationship. People offer pushback to that. Does anybody want to take a gander or what my next choice of words was? And keep in mind, people, they said 13 people have died this week. Oh, excuse me, have got deleted this week. 13 victims. I told them this because I'm trying to help, but they don't want the help. I said, you know what? Here's a suggestion: rest in peace. That is the final offer, is to rest in peace. And the reason why I say that is this: you want a solution for the domestic violence situation that you're currently in, or that you have been in before, and knowing that there's no possibility for you to get back in that situation again. I offer a solution, which is go call the police. Since you're not around your attacker, abuser every day, go call the police and run as far as you can. That was the solution. Real simple, real easy, real logical. Someone's trying to poke holes in it. I say, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Rest in peace. Because if you're not going to actually accept the help, you will be trapped in that situation. And if you're trapped in that situation, unfortunately, the inevitable might happen. So if you are so hyper focused on staying where you at, granted that you asked me, I'm going to say is this: rest in peace. You came to a black man for help, according to your narrative. You say you'll listen to the black man according to your narrative. But when it's time to exercise or execute the help, different plans. I don't know why, ladies and gentlemen. It's very childish to me. So that was the crutch. That was the crutch of this episode. The fact of, what's the point of us offering help if you really don't want it? I never will understand for the life of me why you're asking for our help. And granted, never mind the fact that we didn't cause a problem, but you're asking for our help, but you choose to uh, neglect the message. I don't understand those type of people. Does anybody have a take on why this is the case? And Candy and Mozart, I see you in the chat. You're more than welcome to chime in as well anytime. So you're still on mute.
I'm sorry. My son is talking to me. He doesn't give a fuck about me being on this StreamYard thing. With that being said, I think that help is negated because a lot of times women don't want to put another person in the mix or in the middle. I don't think that it's denied because they don't want it or they're not receptive. I think that they know involving another party could potentially be dangerous for the person that's trying to help. So I don't think that is anything like, oh, I don't need no help. I think a lot of times, instead of saying, hey, do you need help? Instead of saying that, just do. Instead of saying, do you need help? Just be helpful. Like, people don't want to do that though. They're waiting for their cue, and I don't blame them. Peace and Blessings isn't here, but he says this all the time. If you're not my wife, I'm not protecting you. And the sentiment rings out for a lot of men. A lot of men feel that way. So I'll never forget. I got a scar right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. I got a scar on my face from when a person snuffed me. Before I got snuffed, there was a white man. Swear to God, he was like, "Yo, I'll take you where you need to go." And all I could think was, he gonna hurt this dude. I'm not finna get in the car with him. He gonna do something to him. He had a gun, whoop-de-wop. And I was like, no, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Now, in hindsight, I think I was about 18 years old. I should have left with that man, right? But me not thinking that it was going to escalate the way that it did, I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We good. We argue. This is this. The fact that this man was so upset with me that he snuffed me, like, man, I should have took the help. I should have took the help. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, when he snuffed me, I was stunned and he ran off. You know what I'm saying? I came back the next day on some more shit. But with that being said, a lot of times, even in the act of being abused, we protect our men to a motherfucking fault. To a fault. And then it's an embarrassment aspect of it too. A lot of people don't want to admit that, one, they're being victimized, two, they're being abused, and three, you need to move around. They don't want to accept the fact that they are dealing with people that are abusing them. That's my take. Go ahead, honey.
So was I wrong for my take of, you know what? Rest in peace. Since you don't want to actually really want a solution. You might need somebody to confirm your bias or whatever. But was I out of line for the rest in peace?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Because life is choices and decisions. And people make choices and decisions every minute that they're awakened on their feet with their eyes open. So if you choose, it's just like the shorty Shanquilla. I don't know if y'all remember her from last year. Her husband told her, like, you keep talking, I'm gonna kill you. She thought it was funny. Oh, so now I gotta die? That's funny. He beat her to death. Choked her and beat her to death.
I think I heard that name before.
Girl out of was it Georgia or Alabama? I can't remember. But they were on live arguing, and she had brought up something about him being complicit in a murder of one of his so-called friends. You know, this is one of the reasons why I stay single. I will date, but it's really not worth my health. It's really not worth it. There are people that run around this motherfucker and feel like they can come in and rearrange your whole livelihood. And if you don't allow them to do that, then you're out of line, you're out of order, and now they gotta reprimand you and put hands on you. The authority is crazy, and it's self-imposed. Ain't no way. I'm gonna go on mute as the only woman on here. I don't know where our women are at. We gotta stop doing this so late at night. But yeah, I'm gonna go on mute though.
Yeah, my apologies for that. This is the free time. We'll probably see what we can do for Sundays. Um, because usually that's Daddy Sunday, but we'll see what's up. But I appreciate your intake on this. That's why I felt the need to ask. I felt it was right for me to ask, was I out of line for the rest in peace thing, because I don't want people to continue to be victimized in their situation. And I understand there's a certain group of people where the police is out of the question. I'm no dummy, I'm no fool, I understand. But I do want to, the reason why I put that out there, because most people don't abide by the same principles as other. Most of them are, dare I say, like me, law-abiding citizens. So you have a privilege to get law enforcement involved to protect your ass. But if you choose not to do it, and you continue to stay in the same situation where you ask for help, I have no choice but to believe that you never really wanted to help. So I'm just gonna leave you in your situation. I'm gonna keep it moving, unfortunately. But I appreciate your take on that song. Thanks for that. I really do. PhD, you there, man?
Yeah, man. I had to get me a little snack, man.
Oh no. Midnight snack, ain't nothing wrong with it.
You
What's your
trying to get skinny or not?
Everybody need a snack now.
Shit,
You know.
I would say after I get off of work tomorrow, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, I'm gonna work it off. I'm gonna work these cookies off. But
Black Queen Matters. How you doing? Very beautiful lady. The topic today, the topic tonight is, and also y'all, the link is posted in the chat or at the bottom of the screen. You guys are more than welcome to join. We're talking about how people ask for help, but when they get it, they don't want to receive it. They don't want to receive the help that they're asking for. That's the topic of tonight. But PhD, go ahead, man.
Man, the cookie good. Now,
microphone etiquette.
Fuck that. You're not finna smack on that cookie in my ear.
my fault. All right, it's done. It's done. So,
Daniel Super Kid.
I'm sorry.
So here's the thing. I think that the rest in peace thing that was kind of crazy, but I do think that because the kind of help that they want is not the kind of help that the police will provide. You see what I'm saying? The kind of help, the help that they want is to really get that man to behave. You know what I'm saying? Now, when because you got the stalker situations, you got the situations where the woman is actually trying to leave and the man just keep coming back and stalkers. That's a little different. But the majority of these situations, the woman actually wants to be with that man. The man just is emotionally unstable, and so he's violent, and so they want him to be able to get that under control. And so the police can't help that. I mean, the way our system is now is not into rehabilitating people. That's not what it's for. Now, if it was truly for that, then people wouldn't mind call the police. You know what I'm saying? It's like how, when somebody get to acting crazy in the streets, we call the hospital. We might call the police, but the police get the psychiatric department to come out.
Yeah, you call the psych ward.
Yeah, get you a shot of that medicine, and then you be all right again. That your bipolar medicine or your schizophrenia medicine. You know what I'm saying? So we need a program like that to when it's domestic violence, your man is acting up. We need like a domestic violence unit that comes out, talks to that man, helps that man. You know,
EVU,
yeah,
domestic violence unit.
yep. That's what we if we really want to help people, couples, families, we would create a domestic violence unit. Now, like I said, the other end is the stalkers and the guys who can't let go, who just and I think that we need that the domestic violence unit would handle them too, but you just got to teach them some different skills, you know, about how to release, you know, how to let it go, how to get over it, how to move forward. So I think that that's what we need to really be doing to help these people. And so that's why people don't want to call the police, because all that's going to do is take they money away, you know, because the man is probably paying some bills, you know. You remember what was the situation? Miles Bridges. Okay, Miles Bridges had to miss a whole year in the NBA plus 25 games the next season due to, you know, him this domestic violence incident. But now if he loses his job, if he was kicked out of the NBA, she gonna have to move back. She gonna lose everything. So it's in her advantage to keep this man making 20 and 30 million so that she can continue to live above her means, to live in a luxury lifestyle.
Let's take it further though. Let's take it off the millionaires. Let's go to a common
Yeah,
people.
yeah. And even the common guy, if he the breadwinner or he helped pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? She can't the electricity might get cut off while he in jail for them 4-5 days. If he lose his job, they in trouble financially, and they thinking about that. Damn, I shouldn't have called the police. You know what I'm saying? We just got in a fight.
Take it further though. Take it further. Because let's say I call the police, they come and arrest you. You go to jail, they hold you for what, 24 hours after you post bond, and they let you out, and they let you know that there is a protective order, EPO, what they call it, and you can go back to the domicile. Whether you own a house, you own a lease, or you're a roommate, you can't go back. You know, that's just a piece of paper. You understand me? Similar to the lady that lost her life in Louisiana on Sunday. She had that same thing. In what world does that stop a person from coming to exact retribution on you or to get their shit off on you? So that's the other part about it. You know, you can call the police, you can lock them up, but if you ain't got nowhere to go, I won't make it personal, but I do know of a woman. This is why I'm a proponent of calling the fucking police. I do know of a woman who was being assaulted, got her eye damn near bulged out her head, got her tooth knocked out, everything like that. And this particular woman called the police. The man fled. They found him. And when they found him, the police whooped his ass and then brought him back to the scene, battered and bloodied, and said, "Is this him?" "Yeah, that's him." "All right, we taking him to jail." That happened in, this is when I used to live in Illinois. Down here in Texas, I was in Arlington, Texas. A man got accused, hadn't touched nobody, hadn't put his hands on a soul. He got accused of family violence, of putting his hands on his lady. They called him, took him to an alley, worked him over, and then let him go. They ain't even take him to jail. They ain't even take him to jail. They beat his motherfucking ass and dumped him. So, you know, I don't know who gets these calls. I don't know. I don't blame the women for being afraid because the system doesn't protect you, but sometimes the system does protect you. Sometimes the system works. A lot of times it doesn't, though. So those situations where these men that abuse women that they have the ability to dominate and take advantage. You know, there are certain situations in which I'm glad for the police, and then there are certain situations where I'm not, because once you get an EPO out and you have it on the record, and this motherfucker still come home and use this key, or this motherfucker kick the door in, that piece of paper not gonna protect me from this nigga's rage. It's not. It's not. It's not gonna protect me. So now I gotta fend for myself. So I don't blame women for like, no, Chris, no, PhD, go on, stand down, because I don't want to involve you in this shit. I'm already under the motherfucking scope. Why would I involve you? So now he looking at you. Now he victimizing you. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to go to jail. So it ain't even necessarily that we don't appreciate the help. It be so much so like the shit is so involved. Like, I don't want to put you in this shit. That's me protecting you. You hear what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. I've been I got a nephew. He goes to jail, pretty much every 3-4 months for domestic violence. I've had to bail him out a few times, but I just know every 3 months he's gonna go to jail for some type of domestic violence incident. And so it's so I really think that we need to I think we need to be trying to help these families with conflict resolution skills, and like I said, we need to actually create a domestic violence unit. Now, the man who did the stuff in Louisiana, he had some severe mental issues. I sent y'all a New York Times article. He had actually tried to kill himself a few months ago. His mother was telling the newspaper. So he was in a lot of trouble.
Real quick, hold on, real quick. Hey, Black Queen, you could join the panel, but you're gonna have to go to my horizontal stream because you're on the vertical stream. You go to the horizontal stream and click the link. I will be more than happy to pull you up and add you to the panel. My man, PhD, go ahead.
So I think that we really need to create a domestic violence unit, which is gonna have to be it's gonna take millions of dollars, because I think that, or even if we create it in the jail, it's still the infrastructure that's gonna be needed, and the logistics that's gonna be needed to create this domestic violence unit is gonna be so we need to probably try it in a pilot city. But so anyway, I just think that if we really want to help these families, we're gonna have to do that and help these men become the men that we know that they can be.
PhD, I gotta be honest, that's probably one of the greatest things I've ever heard you say. A domestic violent unit in the police department. That makes so much sense. I would like to actually do the research to figure out what's percentage wise, how much of the call-ins is domestic violence situation. Granted, it could be on the civil side, but that is a great idea. I am not mad at it, even in the slightest.
Oh yeah, I be telling that shit, boy. I be saying that shit, man. You better ask about PhD.
We won't.
Oh,
Making her
shut your
debut
dumb
on the
ass up.
BTSI show. She wanted to join the panel. I'll be happy to oblige. Black Queen Matter is officially here. Black Queen, how you doing, sweetheart?
Hey,
Hello, how are you guys doing?
We're
good. How
doing
are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to chime in quickly. Is that okay with you guys?
absolutely. Floor is yours.
Uh, this might be a little off topic, but um, I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody when I say this.
Oh, this is a free
Um,
space. Go ahead.
I think when we date, we need to definitely be not only learning but teaching young women how to love themselves, how to look at the red flags. And I think that because a lot of times you see the red flags. It might not start off with the man hitting you or verbally abusing you, but you see the red flags, and oftentimes we ignore those red flags because we feel like we're so in love or whatever the case may be. A lot of times we get warnings from family members. You know, you might have big mom, somebody in the family warn you about the man, but you don't want to leave him alone. Um, and I think that a lot of black men, like in our communities, mental health isn't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like we have a lot of angry black. I love black men, don't get me wrong, I have a black son. I think we have a lot of like angry black men. It's not only black men, so don't feel like I'm just pointing y'all out. Um, but I don't know. I feel like in our communities, mental health isn't talked about. Like other ways when they're angry, other ways they can go about it without hitting a woman, how to handle a disagreement, different stuff like that. So I think for the ladies, we need to learn more of self-love, and I think for the men, mental health.
I'm not mad at what you're saying. I'm trying to hide this. Okay, there we go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go on. I'm
No,
just
absolutely. Trust me.
No, no, you were an excellent addition. Don't feel like that. Like I'm happy
thank
because
you.
I've been the only woman in here talking. Well, thank you for joining us. You know what I'm
Oh, thank you.
saying?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Your point is well made. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm saying I agree. I don't have a problem with what she's definitely saying, especially the idea that people do try to get them a heads up, but like, hey, you might want to leave this person alone. But I also do want. I'm not oblivious to the idea that it's hard to leave.
Right.
It's going very difficult. Oh, Zodiac. Okay, it's very difficult to get out that situation, and I get it. There's a lot of emotional investments,
Right.
mental investment, physical, spiritual, financial. So it's hard to say get up and walk away. Totally understand that. I'm not oblivious to that. I'm just saying when you're finally ready to go, hopefully it's not too late. So how do we inform the audience? And I didn't forget about you. We're gonna get you in here. Like, how do we inform the sisters? Let me not say sisters, because men could be victim of this too. How do we inform the victims to say, "Hey, this is a red flag. You have to go." If you whatever investments you had in this relationship, charge it to the game, but you got to get out of here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I had a close friend. I'm from a small town called Shreveport, Louisiana, and I've actually seen multiple instances of murder suicides in my life. This isn't something that's new to me. Now, the man killing 8 kids, that was just extreme. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't even predict anything like that. But I could tell y'all stories of people that I actually know and had great relationships with. Me and a friend of mine, his name was Gucci. We was real close. He actually drove to Houston and he killed his girlfriend and he killed himself. And this was about 9 years ago. And this made national news. We had this conversation before, and what it is, Chris, is some things are unavoidable, right? Because I didn't know that Gucci was capable of that. Did him and his girl have problems? They used to fight each other. Yeah, and she used to start a lot of the fights. You get what I'm saying? Um, I'm gonna just tell you this: some of this stuff is unavoidable, but a lot of it is. I would say most of it is, right? Um, if you somebody that like these toxic relationships, more than likely it's gonna be possible for something like this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, it's, 'almost, it's, 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 There are some people, Chris, who like drinking alcohol, who are okay if they die from alcohol because at some point
Yep.
if they deleted by alcohol because they live a long life and then in your 70s you die from alcohol because you done messed up your liver.
Yep.
But people don't look at it from a standpoint of you need to stop drinking because you might drive drunk one day and you might lose your life in your 30s. You get what I'm saying? It's the same outcome, just a different route. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I do.
you the alcohol is what took you out, but you thought that you was gonna live a different life. So what I'm saying is some of this stuff is avoidable, but it's not just from a standpoint of what is my partner doing? This is a red flag. I need to move around. It starts with why do I like these chaotic situations? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why am I even putting myself in an environment? Why am I even getting with a dude that's even verbally abusive? Because it starts verbally and then it turns physically. So there's no way you can predict somebody snapping, right? So I'm not going to be insensitive and just say that this just can't happen because we seen a lieutenant governor who was an Ivy League graduate. He snapped and killed his wife and killed himself, right? So I'm not going to just say the only dudes are doing this is dudes from the streets and dudes with troubled backgrounds and issues of mental health. Anybody is susceptible to this. The point that I'm trying to make is people have to make lifestyle changes. So people have to look at the roles that other people played in their own demise. You got some women that like crazy dudes. You like some women that you get what I'm saying? Like
You
you're
sound like
gonna
a victim blamer.
I'm not a victim blamer. I'm I'm just a realist. And what I'm saying is um don't associate yourself with someone who you think is even remotely capable of this. It's not just about recognizing red flags. There are some women that like this type of stuff. Me, myself, personally, I've dealt with females who've tried to provoke me to violence. There are some women that they just into this shit. And for women not to call it out, is kind of a disservice to other women. Y'all don't want to call these women out, but y'all know that these women exist. There are some women that like this shit. They like fighting niggas. This is what they do. They like putting their hands on dudes. They like disrespecting dudes. They like dudes that's disrespectful. And I'm not trying to suggest all the women that this happened to are these type of women. But what I'm saying is it's not just about pointing out the red flags in other people. It's also about pointing out the red flags in yourself. So not only do you need to change the type of dudes you talk to, it's some things about yourself you need to change as well. That's the only point that I'm trying to make.
So, Conte, you're not wrong because those women do exist. And granted, I could be wrong in this. I don't think they're asking for help neither. They're thugging it out. That's why when Sean brought up the idea like no certain people are not going to call the police, I agree. So you don't want police involvement, and this is the type of person you want to be with. I say go rock out, and whatever comes for it, hopefully it brings you peace and happiness. Because the woman that you describe, promise you they're not asking for help. It it will be beneath them because they don't think they need the help because they're exactly where they want to be at. So I understand that those type of women exist. As far as the other side, the women who were a victim of domestic violence previously, and they are looking for like what should men do? What should they do? And that's why I gave my solution at the beginning. If you ain't on some certain principles, calling the police will fix all of this. To not to get the police to come there to calm them down, but to get the police to come there and be there as you gather your things and he can escort you out so you can go to wherever the location you need to go to and they fill out the application. Oh, well, excuse me, when I say applications, the police fill out the paperwork so they can document the situation so that way their I's are dotted, their T's are crossed, so that way legally they have a paper trail. And if those women deny those solutions, which I heard today, that's when I say rest in peace. Because you actually want help, someone try to give you help, but you declined it, you get what you got come to. Now you get to go join those women who actually wants to be in those environments, who wants to deal with those type of men, and they're okay with whatever results come from it because that's what they desire. So yeah, contact. You're not wrong with highlighting those group of women because they do need to be highlighted, and I do think those two particular women go overlooked because nobody can fathom the idea of women wanting to be in that environment. He's like, yes, they do exist, unfortunately. Strain God says, yeah, they thug it out. Yeah, because that's what they want. And I say you should get what you desire. Who am I to tell you you want different if this is truly what you want?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Chris. Two things that I've noticed that women do not like talking about openly is anything dealing with their sexuality, like body count, how many partners they've been with. And I'm not saying that I've ever asked a woman her body count because I haven't, right? But
Mhm.
the two things that women openly don't want to talk about is sexual activity and domestic violence. A lot of these women, Chris, will not admit that they are a little turned on by men being violent towards them. For some reason, they won't say the shit. They won't openly say it, but it's true. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, it's like a fucking kink to them, and I just can't explain it. But they won't talk about it. They just will not do it.
They're hypersexual. That's all it is. Like there's a vanillas and there's levels at above that. They're in that range, and I have a list of all the things because it's all in some way, shape, or form BDSM. That's
Yeah,
all it
you
is.
seen how popular that 50 Shades of Grey stuff was.
Yep, absolutely. Before the movie came out, I couldn't go anywhere. And ironically, this is high school, which was nasty enough. I there's not a corner I could go and I didn't see somebody reading the 50 Shades book. And just by them, that was one entryway. I heard other stories. One entryway that gets them to all these fantasies that they want to explore. And you explore things that are technically against the law, but that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, you're right. Some of the people they're very hypersexual and they let their kinks run wild to the point you're actually justifying. How can I say this? You're justifying actual abusers to be abusers, but unfortunately, the abusers always tend up choosing a victim instead.
Bro, that book was flying off the damn shelves.
I know. I say I'm not reading a goddamn thing. I'll just go watch the movie. All three of them. Don't ask. But yeah, that's pretty much what that is. And like I said, ladies, if you're looking um for a way out, like I said in the room earlier today, you're not around your abusers 24/7. You you can um you can find your way out of that situation. And if that fails, call the police. Unless you don't play police game, I understand, I guess. But call the police so the police can be there in the presence so you can pack your things and you can leave. That's how that works. And like I said, there's some people who decline it, and I said what I said in that room. Rest in peace, because you're not gonna find any better solutions than that one right there, and you neglected it. So, and obviously, what I'm saying, this is based off of Me talking to a woman earlier today, but obviously this principle could be gender neutral. If we're gonna wrap up in a bit. If you're asking for help, get help. Accept the help. Obviously, like barring all extreme situations, accept the help. This is what you ask for. This is what you pray for. Take it. I don't want to wake up on a Saturday morning and scroll and I see somebody who asked for help who didn't take it is dead.
The problem is, Chris, none of them think it can happen to them.
That's a terrible mindset to
I'm
be
not
in.
trying to victim blame. That's not what I'm trying to do. You get what I'm saying?
No, I
I want
understand.
I want these sisters to protect themselves. Don't even put yourself in a position to where something like this can happen. But also, you got to understand, some of them like it.
Oh yeah, the music's playing. But excuse me. And if you get yourself in, whoever is in that situation, please get out if that's what you truly desire. And you need help, run to a neighbor, call the police, do what you gotta do, fight for survival. But I would rather you guys get out than me have to say something nice at your funeral. And I mean that. I truly mean that. But that was a good show. Only an hour and 45 minutes. That time was crazy. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here because it's about to be 1:45, and I think I can manage 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen, I think I can manage 5 hours of sleep. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Do you guys got any final words? PhD, Content Swan. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Tara and Black Queen Matter. I appreciate you coming on the panel. I went ahead and added you to the mod team for YouTube. Appreciate you for being brave and jumping on this panel and joining us. I appreciate your input, and I'm gonna definitely make sure your voice is heard. I thank you for pulling up. But do
Yeah,
you guys
shout
got
out to
any?
that.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out to
out to
that
Black
sister.
Queen. Yo,
What
for
she
real.
came from Clubhouse?
No, she came from YouTube.
No, I
Okay,
love
yeah.
that.
Shout out to that sister. I wish she would have stayed a little bit more, so I can interact with her. But I hope I get to talk to her in the future. Very intelligent young lady.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's more than welcome to come here.
Let me say I'm on my way to the store, but let me just say that I greatly appreciate you, gentlemen. I appreciate you for enveloping me in the fold of this group. I appreciate you for letting me speak candidly. Um, I'm grateful for it all, and I truly enjoy the mix of what we discussed. It was a plethora of things that I could have said, but I didn't. But don't worry about it. We're going to get to it. And there's more to come. I can't wait to see what we do next. And it's a pleasure to be among greats. So I'm going to go on mute.
No, I appreciate that, Swan. And also, yeah, the late night things. Um, Usually I would like to do a Sunday morning thing. Not a Sunday morning, that's a little bit too early. Like Sunday afternoon, we'll see because like I said, Sundays are my days off, and that's Daddy Sunday. But we'll figure something out so that way we can have
Yeah,
um
because this is late as fuck. I'm not going to lie to you.
yeah, we'll fix that because I gotta take all of that into consideration. So trust me, we'll definitely fix that in the future. Be ready for some um be ready for Sunday. Be ready for a Sunday afternoon stream. As soon as I get home from church, I'll stream for a few hours, and then me and my son are kicking it the whole day. Actually, not this Sunday because I gotta take him to go watch the Super Mario movie, and I gotta go take him to watch the Michael Jackson movie. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted.
Oh, shout out to me. I got a plug on T-shirts. I know it's late, but if you guys want Michael Jackson shirts, because I'm getting mine pressed up now for the premiere let me know. I got people that make shirts. So there's that. I'm going to mute.
No worries, no worries. But Strength Guy said he's just saying the best way out of the situation is not to be in it. That is a bar. That is a bar right there. Easily. I agree. But PhD, any final words?
Yeah, man. I don't think that these women like these types of relationships. I don't I don't think so. Um, they might love the men and they may love certain characteristics about these men, but they don't love being in a relationship where they constantly fighting and being where they either have to hurt him or he hurts her. I don't think they like those. So I wanted to come on and say that. And then, um, I just think that we got to start teaching our men that these women ain't shit. And once we can get them to understand that, then they won't have any expectations of them. And they won't be so angry and trying to control them because they ain't shit. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So
But yeah. And also to your point, it's only we're talking about there's only a obviously a small number of women who prefer this type of relationship. The other parts I do agree. On the vast majority, they don't exist, but I reckon to say 30%. And if it's 30%, that's a large portion, a large enough portion.
yeah, that's large. I don't think it's that many.
Uh, Depending on what the right words are used, we can circle back. Maybe we can actually quantify the actual numbers. How many women prefer these type of relationship versus something normal? But that's what down the road. Like I said, Candy's been rocking with us. Mosea Turner in the chat just chilling, enjoying the show. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know we normally do last call, but I'm about to see how many hours of sleep I can get, and let's just go say I'm gonna OD on the coffee tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys for pulling up the last minute, and we are out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, I forgot to do the outro. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Participate, waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, the grand prize winner will get $150. And also, I want to say shout out to Brittany, who came on our stream. What day was sometime last week? Tune in tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time. You'll get your Brittany special from that particular stream. So you guys tune into that. Thank you guys for tuning in this evening. This is the BTSI show. I'm yours, Christopher J. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.
It's a mess, but hey, don't even worry about it.